Hello and welcome to this meditation. You can now choose to relax and be present with yourself completely. As any resistance arises or any thoughts that are keeping you from peace, you can choose to feel through them and bring yourself into greater peace and harmony. You can now commit even deeper to your choice to be present and allow any negative emotions or thoughts to release as you allow peace and love to flow within your being. There is nothing you must do or think about or search for outside of yourself. All you must do is relax and commit to that choice of being present the choice of surrender, and that choice to align to your perfection. Allow any fears or worries to now release as you go deeper into claiming your perfection and as you go deeper into surrendering to your divine self. Everything that you desire is found through peace. Choosing to commit completely to that peace is what will bring you into an expanded reality of that peace. You have the power to align with God in every moment. You can take this moment to go deeper into that alignment. And as you relax and surrender into more love, you can feel that expansion. You can feel that clarity. You can now come back to this present moment as we complete this meditation. You can move forward with this newfound consciousness. Thank you, and namaste.
Hello, I am Kanisha, and I will be doing today's card reading. I will be pulling from the Life Purpose Oracle card deck from Doreen Virtue. I have pre-shuffled, so let's get started. Our first card is Healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. So, this card is really asking you to feel into your heart and get clear on what it is that you truly desire to do in this lifetime. If you would have told me when I was younger that I was going to help people heal and move through patterns that no longer serve them, heal through inner child wounds, and really help them learn how to live their life from a place of peace instead of a place of chaos and trauma, I would have never believed you. But as I started to heal within myself and really look at the blocks that were keeping me from living my best life, I really had a desire to help others heal as well. And so as you heal through your own blocks around just life in general, whether it's your finances or your career or your love life or family, it's going to require you to get really clear on what you truly desire in this lifetime. And as you heal the blocks that come up for you that tell you you can't have what it is that you desire, you're going to recognize that there are things that come up for you to look at that you just received from your parents or from society, and that tell you that it's really hard to have the things that you desire. But in truth, when you work with God and you partner with Him in that place, it actually is a really amazing journey. It's a lot of fun. You learn how to become the best version of yourself, and you also learn that you're absolutely capable of anything that you put your mind to. And so I feel that this card, Healer, is really asking you to heal within yourself and to maybe reach out to an Ascension coach if you don't already have one, and get the guidance that you need to be able to move forward in your life, to really cultivate your heaven on earth, and to be able to manifest the dream life that you truly desire. All right, our next card is Energy Healing. A lot of healing in this reading. All right, your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. And you can also see in this card here, she has a chakras going up and down, and it also looks like she's in a meditative state. So maybe you're being called to do some type of energy healing, whether it's meditation or Reiki, something along those lines of really just being able to center yourself, get really clear on where you're being asked to heal. What is the next step, the next thing that is coming up for you in your life? And understand that as you heal, you also heal those around you. As you vibrate up, those who are willing to do the work are going to vibrate up with you as well. And so the energy healing that you do, anytime you are not feeling at peace, anytime that you're feeling stressed or chaos or anything like that in your life, is when you're asked to do that energy healing. We do the mirror exercise is what we do here. As a unionist, we have learned to master the mirror exercise, knowing that anytime we move through the mirror exercise, there's only love on the other side, and there's peace on that side too. So ask yourself, what is it that you need to heal in this moment? Is it your finances, your career, your family? It could be actually you have the same block in all areas of your life, and realizing that it is time to really move through that and be honest with yourself in that space, be vulnerable with yourself in that space, and allow yourself to heal it and move through it, and know that you don't have to attach to it or identify with it. It's just the next step in your healing. And so you're also, again, maybe called to be a healer or do some type of energy healing for others. and maybe guided to become an ascension coach or something along the lines in the spiritual field of helping others heal. And allow yourself to explore that. Allow yourself to just be open-minded to where God is guiding you next in your purpose and your purpose of being here on this world, other than love. Your job is to love and to feel good and to really just enjoy life. Okay, our next card is Oracle cards. Okay, that's perfect. So I personally use a lot of Oracle cards when I'm working through a lot of any kind of upset, especially when I get stuck and it kind of feels a little bit bigger. I will pull cards. They're great guidance. They're a great way to communicate with God, to communicate with the divine, and they're really going to help you move forward in whatever block you're in at that moment. It's a great support tool along with a mirror exercise. I usually do the mirror exercise, I will pray, and I also pull oracle cards. That's how I do my inner work. And so maybe you're being guided to do a little bit of that yourself. And really allow yourself to just be open-minded to what the cards have for you. Sometimes they speak directly to what I already knew I was moving through, and sometimes they point out things that I didn't even realize were there within me. And so they're just another great support tool. And that's why we have them included in our sermons, because they're very supportive and just giving you a little bit more guidance and love and support in this space so that you can really receive everything that God is showing you in your life and through these sermons. So I hope you enjoy the rest of today's sermon. You take care.
Hello, I'm Lorenzo.
And I am Alexandra, and welcome to today's Sunday service. Today we are going to go deeper with Jose and Michaela in the topic of motivation. So I guess like a really good place for us to start this sermon is just asking the question, where does your motivation come from? When you just go in your daily activities, or you work on a project, or you just do things in your life, do you know where your motivation is coming from? Just ask yourself that question. And I invite you to have that kind of conversation with yourself when you want to start to do something, or you think about something, to think, okay, what drives me in this moment? Is it peace ultimately, or is it fear? And I really love that Jose and Michaela kind of approach this topic of how to be motivated from a place of peace. Because I think like we can very much work from a place of fear and being motivated by fear. This is what we have been taught by society. This is what we have been used to act. Maybe when things are going south in our life and we have either a fear coming up or a lack or anything like that. But it's really important for us to choose to switch that mentality into a loving mentality. And I think this ties very well with the previous sermon that we did related to who do you choose to be your teacher, love or fear? It's kind of like the same thing, because you allow yourself to act in your life from a place of peace and, just desiring to achieve your dreams. And I think that's a really, it's a thing that in me personally studying life purpose class, it was really a challenge at first to get that mindset right. And I'm still kind of working on hashing that mindset in my life, even today. And we're working on this. I think like it's, on a regular basis. It's one of those things that you have to kind of come back to and do a check-in and be like, okay, what am I doing here? Where am I acting from? What's motivating me? What's driving me? And I think it's really important to do that, because again, we might have years and years of conditioning to act from a place of fear, to move forward from a place of fear, but that's not really what's gonna ultimately produce the greatest result in our life, or the result that we truly desire. And it's actually not going to bring your twin flame closer. This is not the mentality to go deeper in your twin flame journey as well. So I really love, again, that we are choosing yet again to act from a space of peace, to be motivated from a place of peace, and to, choose to move our lives forward and to grow in our lives without being hard on ourselves, and without judging ourselves, without feeling like we have to be in a different place that we are. And one of those things that helps in this process is self acceptance. Maybe we have like thoughts of like we should be somewhere else in our life. We should already have mastered this lesson. Come on, we have gone through this layer or through this upset so many times. But yeah, it's safe to let that mentality go and allow yourself to see things from a different perspective, to see things like yeah, I want to grow in this space, and oh, maybe I'm not fully mastered. There is still something for me to learn here, and I'm looking forward to learn deeper about this subject. I'm looking forward to see what the next challenge is, or what the next lesson for me to go deeper into peace here is. I invite you to have that mindset.
Mm-hmm. And this way you're going to be able to actually enjoy life more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. And because of that, I feel like just if you allow yourself to go to this, Jose and Michael are gonna speak about it, and maybe in the beginning it's not gonna be very easy. You're gonna have to retrain yourself, retrain your mind. But as you choose to move through this sticky energy, to this sticky place in your consciousness where you feel like, ooh, like ugh, I I want to move forward, but it doesn't feel so good, and oh, I don't know what to do. It's as you choose to move through that, you're gonna get better and better at this. You're gonna improve. You're gonna grow. And I would like to urge you to have faith in yourself and in your capabilities to grow and change if you choose it.
Yeah,
Like,
no matter how hard it comes, no matter how difficult the situation may be or challenging, no matter if like you're pushed to the limit and feel like, okay, this is the end, the moment you keep going, no matter what, you're gonna move through it.
exactly. And maybe you don't see that about yourself right now, and that's okay. But I encourage you to have faith in yourself. I encourage you to see the power of your choice and how powerful you are as a divine being. um, Something that I sometimes say to myself, to kind of lighten up the load of whatever is happening in our life, and kind of put myself in a bit of a happier, joyful state about whatever is happening, is like, well, if I created this mess, I can uncreate it as well. Because you are the creator of your own reality. So that's just a little thought that I use to help me get unstuck when I feel maybe a bit stuck within myself. So yeah, before we move to Jose and Michaela's sermon, we also want to invite you yet again to donate or tithe to the Church of Union. If you really enjoy the subjects that we're bringing up, all the topics that we're bringing in every sermon, all that we're doing here, I invite you to support us through donations and tithing, and you can do that on the unionism.org website. So let us see the sermon from Jose and Michaela now.
Hi everyone, I'm Michaela,
Jose?
and we are here for another Church of Union Sunday sermon. Please join us for our opening ohms and our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary, where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today, I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation.
In Christ's name, Amen.
So thank you so much for joining us for this week's Sunday sermon. Today we want to talk about a nice topic that continues a bit off of last week's sermon. And we want to talk about how to find purpose, or how to find drive and motivation in your purpose from a peaceful and sustainable place, and kind of like detoxing and moving away from the blueprint of society that kind of teaches you to be really stressed or to kind of be motivated from a place of fear. And so today, this sermon is basically inspired by all of Life Purpose class, because that's what Life Purpose class with Jeff and Shaleia teach, is how to master your purpose and how to live it from a place of just inner joy and peace, and not from a place of any type of stress or fear or, not sustainable feelings. And basically how to find your motivation from a place of love. Because if this is what Life Purpose class teaches, that if you're doing what you're doing because you love to do it, then you're going to be eternally motivated to do it. Whereas if you're doing something for like an extrinsic results, to get something outside of you, then eventually you'll not do it. Like, that's not a sustainable thing. So what Jeff and Shaleia teach throughout Life at Purpose class is how to basically become a master of your purpose. And a big part of mastering your purpose is mastering your energy and mastering your like emotional stability, I feel. And so all of this class, or this sermon, is inspired by Life Purpose class. And that's kind of what we've been working on in our life a lot, is, really de-stressing and realizing that even if you have a really grand purpose, no matter what your purpose is, or if you have a lot of responsibility or a lot of like a really busy schedule, that you don't have to ever do it from a place of like stress, or from fear or pressure. And that's something that maybe in the working world, like normal, in the world, they do teach you, they kind of squeeze people to, get as much as they can out of you with like heavy deadlines or, just a lot of pressure. But when you're working for God, that's not productive at all. It's like the opposite. Like it's like you're only productive when you're in the flow with peace. And so that's what we'll be talking about today.
Yeah, so this is a topic that we have been healing a lot in our life, and we want to share with you some of the insights that we have been having, and something that we are healing through, and it's something that Jeff and Shaleia speak a lot on the classes, is how your life purpose is not about focusing on the outcome. Is focusing on the peace in this moment.
Yeah, and being with God.
And being with God. And it's when you are with God that you are more productive, because you may seem that what the people in the world can teach you is to run as fast as you can, to drain yourself.
Use all your energy.
And then you are drained, exhausted at the end of the day. And it's this cycle of being tired all the time, hating your job, being resentful about your life, and it's because you are not handling your energy properly. You are just draining yourself. And this can happen too in life purpose. And I remember in one class Jeff says how your life purpose is going to take everything you give to it with no boundaries. So you need to be the one managing your energy properly. You need to have the boundaries. You need to be in charge of your emotional state. Because if you are not in a peaceful emotional state, everything you are doing is not really efficient, and that fear is going to come through the work that you are doing. So we want to speak about stress. we're going to speak about that, how to find that peaceful motivation, and where does it come from? Because maybe we don't feel like that at the beginning of our life purpose. Maybe you start with it and you are so motivated to start it, but then when you start, what actually happens is a lot of challenge start to happen. You start learning your lessons, moving through the blocks. There is probably a lot of foundation to be built in your career, and at the beginning that can be a little discouraging for some people, because there is like a bump when you start. You need to get over that, and this is something we experienced living our life purpose. At the beginning we felt very limited.
Yeah, we didn't have so much energy.
Yes, and I remember this energy of lack of motivation coming a lot, and it's because we were very tired at the
Healing
beginning
through that.
and healing through that. And this is something that we want to speak about. You must heal through that one. You must move through the heaviness. It's not enough to avoid it or try to do whatever. It's important to face it, and every time it's presented, move through it. And this is something we have noticed after years of studying life purpose class and living our life purpose, is that energy is not that present at all anymore. At the beginning, that energy,
the lack of motivation.
exactly, that lack of motivation, it rarely happens now. And the more you do it,
That's true.
the more you start to feel more alive in your life purpose, and instead of this heavy feeling before doing something, you want to do more. And you have that desire of, I want to serve more. I want to serve God more because
you love it.
Because I love it, and I'm getting it now. And you get it by practicing it. You get it by doing it a lot. And that is what brings you the mastery over your energy, is not being afraid to get to work here and get your hands dirty with work.
And I think something that I personally had to overcome was the belief that hard work equals stress. They're not the same at all. And that's what unionism is about finding union in your life purpose. Well, all areas of your life, but especially in your purpose, because well, not especially, but just, that's what we're talking about today. Specifically is that in your purpose, your work is not separate from your joy at all. Like, it is your joy. And that's been something that I've personally had to overcome, is that, like, it's okay, even if you're really busy and working hard, doesn't mean you have to be stressed or overwhelmed. And I remember there was a class, a life purpose class, and I'm referencing a ton of life purpose classes, so I don't have a specific one, but I just recommend life purpose class. So, but in this class, Jeff and Shaleia were talking to some of their students who are experiencing, like, feeling overwhelmed in their purpose. And something that Jeff and Shaleia said is that they never allow themselves to get overwhelmed because it's God who does it through them. And I thought about that, and I said, it really spoke to me when I listened to that, because Jeff and Shaleia have so much responsibility, as the founders of this work and leaders of this movement, that if anyone were to get overwhelmed, you'd think it would be them. But I've never seen Jeff and Shaleia overwhelmed. And I was like, well, why should I be overwhelmed? There's no need to be overwhelmed. There's no reason. Like, they perfectly role model how you can have such a high responsibility job and still be totally peaceful, because you know that God is the one who does it. And that was just like, I don't know why I had never really clicked for me in this moment. And so it was just a really cool insight.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. Some insight we had recently is that it's only about releasing the resistance to your purpose, releasing the resistance of to God coming through you to love. And if you are called to work hard, God is calling you to love a lot in your life, and it is safe to love everything that you have in front of you. Because when you love it fully, is when your energy starts to expand and you transcend things. And this is something that I remember clicking in my head a while ago after doing some healing about life purpose. And it was something like, if you don't love things fully, you are draining your energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't get anywhere. You are working for not the completion of it, but it's when you actually love it fully that you feel good and you feel energized. Because if not, you feel like you did kind of a full job, but not really.
You don't feel good.
You don't feel good because you didn't satisfy the desire, really. And yeah, when you start loving fully everything, you want to do more because that feeling of satisfaction that you have becomes your motivation. And that is a very beautiful feeling in life purpose. You will start to see whatever it is you do. Maybe you start to see the people you are helping transforming. And that is like, wow, okay, I want to do more of this. I want to see more of that. The feeling in your heart when you see that happening in the life of a person, that motivates you. And this is one of my biggest motivations. I want to see that happening everywhere and by extending this work. And yeah, that really motivates you. And it's not a motivation of stress or of fear or I need to do more or I need to do that.
It's not enough.
Exactly, I'm not enough, so I must provide more. It's the motivation of I want to love where God calls me, and you don't know where that is. So it's also about surrender and choosing to love. And if God calls you to go here, okay, go there and love there and fully master that and fully love that peace. And then when God calls you in other way and to love in whatever way He's calling you to, you do it fully. And that is how you go to the next level. Even if you are working a job that you don't fully like or whatever, you love it fully until completion. This is something that Jeff told you in the Money Mastery workshop, to transcend everything. And yeah, it's about loving at the end of the day. And that is what motivates you to have that satisfaction.
Yeah, and that's something you just spoke on, is like at the beginning when you're really learning how to live your life purpose, or maybe even learning how to properly have a good work ethic, or like, you know, learning how to have how to serve God. There is that like icky feeling that comes up when you're trying to live your purpose, or you're doing something, you're working, and you feel like this heavy, lethargic, like hopeless feeling. That's, I've heard, I myself experienced that, and I've heard a lot of people describe that feeling, and it's like the thing that makes you not want to work, you know. But that feeling is the block that needs to be worked through. And in the beginning, you just have to move through it, like not let it keep you from expressing yourself or living your purpose, but like move through that feeling, do it anyway. It's just like exercise. Like in the beginning, it's really difficult, but it gets easier and easier. And that's how you kind of create that motivation that you're talking about, where it's just like you feel so energized all the time. Well, it doesn't necessarily start out that way. And I think that can be really discouraging, because that's what was discouraging for me in the beginning before I really started learning in depth about how to live my life purpose. It was like I would wait to feel motivated, and then if I didn't feel motivated, I wouldn't do anything. But it's kind of the opposite. Like if you start moving, you get that momentum going, and then the motivation, like, you know, the energy from God starts to flow. You know, and it's really about tapping into that abundant, unlimited resource of God's energy and your purpose, and not forcing yourself. And in the beginning, I feel it does take like some willpower to engage yourself and like do it, you know, and not be afraid to go in there and just like whatever your purpose is, just get good at it and like have experience and just do it over and over again. And how that's really the key to overcoming that resistance, you know, and you just keep going and building the momentum, and then it gets easier and easier. And so that's, like Jeff and Shaleia always talk about that in Life Purpose class and in T-Fest, Twin Flame Ascension School. Like it's your will that creates the way, like your willpower. Not necessarily that you feel amazing or you feel like motivated. Like all of those motivated feelings kind of come after. It's like you uncover and heal into alignment with those feelings.
Yes, and you don't wait to be motivated.
Yeah,
you
that
do
was
it.
my mistake.
It never happens. You never find the motivation in an stable way. So if everything you have in front of you is the resistance or the block or whatever, that's the work. And that's the thing you need to face. And it is okay to let go of expectations on what you need to do, because sometimes we can be frustrated. It's like, I need to be doing this thing, and you have this block or this thing in your life that needs to be resolved. It's okay to handle that, and not being pressuring yourself or having insane expectations on you, because you don't get anywhere and you start to become super unproductive that way. So lowest hanging fruit is something that you can see a lot in life purpose class, and knowing that that is enough. God is not going to ask you to be 3 steps farther than you actually are. It's okay to be honest about where you are really, and that is the only way you are going to find peace. If you are having an insane expectation of yourself, you are always going to feel not enough or unmotivated or bad about yourself or stressed. It doesn't serve you, and it doesn't actually get you to that place sustainably.
Yeah, that's true. Only peace and flowing with God gets you to that place sustainably. Yeah, but that's a really good point, that if you are working from a place of I'm not enough now, and you're just like, that's not really sustainable either. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much you actually do, it's going to never be enough if you are holding that belief.
Yeah.
And you get drained.
That's
like
true.
That.
Yeah, I've been healing through that one, and just like, you don't have to, like, all you can do on this journey is your very best. And if you're sincerely and honestly putting in your best effort every day, then, like, no one can expect anything else from you, and you can feel good about that. And like, you don't have to, like, this is what I had to release, is like having really outrageous expectations, like if you're just a baby learning how to walk, you don't expect yourself to be like a Olympic athlete or something, and so like you can be exactly where you are, and it's more than enough.
This is a very another important point is compassion. When you are learning to live your life purpose, the class I'm watching is a Tifa's class. It's about the horrible effects of too much discipline, and one of the topics that they speak about is how too much discipline with yourself, in the sense of being too hard on yourself, doesn't serve you. A lack of discipline is not serving you either, but crossing the line of too much is also not productive. You need to find balance, and in that way you can really grow.
And it's sustainable. Like, you'll grow and you can keep growing when you're loving yourself, and you have like because you can easily go from one extreme to the other, like no discipline to way too much discipline, and being way too hard on yourself. So it's finding the nice balance in the middle, where your cup is full, your well inside is overflowing. Because I think too much discipline like kind of drains that well, just the same as not enough discipline does. So you want to like love yourself basically, and that is what overflows your well, and that overflowing well is what Jeff and Shaleia always talk about, is wealth consciousness and becoming just like abundant, is really filling up your inner well and your inner resources with love. And you don't do that by beating yourself up, you do it by having balance and loving yourself and living your purpose, because like that's what God calls you to do, and because you love yourself and you love God, and like you love others, and not because you feel not enough or you're afraid or trying to get something. Like, none of those things work or bring success. And that's what I love about life purpose class. Like, it teaches you how to have success in a very divine way.
I also remember one of the life classes we had with Jeff and Shaleia. Jeff said you can be super disciplined with yourself, and you can also treat yourself like a baby at the same time. They are not in conflict. You can be super disciplined, but also being super gentle with yourself as you learn. And as you start to master the lessons of your life purpose, there is some things that you keep learning and refining for a while. There is things in our life, we keep refining them. After months of years, we keep adding finishing touches, changing things, healing through things. It's okay. If you are doing everything you can today, that's enough. And tomorrow you can do more, and step by step you get better at it. and that is perfect and totally enough.
Amen.
Yeah. Anything more you have?
I guess just that it's safe to approach your life purpose with a really strong work ethic, but it's also safe to be gentle with yourself. Like, you don't have to run yourself into the ground like that's kind of the way the world teaches you. Like, you don't have to overwork and burn yourself out, but you can engage yourself because you're just passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one more point, is if you don't feel passionate about whatever your life purpose is, it's because you're clearing out blocks to that passion, and you'll naturally uncover the passion for your purpose as you go. So lack of motivation or lack of drive or depression or all these things, like none of those things can stop you. And actually, like, getting going on your purpose helps you to clear all that out, like that depression and lack of drive and lack of passion. Like, as you just start moving and engaging and learning and doing the thing, you'll start to feel alive, you know, and that's how you grow your life force. And that's one more thing in life purpose class that Jeff and Shaleia say, like, God's not going to give you more energy if you're not having fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because God's not going to invest in your lack of fun. Like, he's going to invest into your joy. And so as you start loving yourself through your purpose, like, you start to receive more and more energy, and you grow and you get stronger and more powerful and more happy, more joyful.
Yeah, and find that balance, and all of that motivation is going to be there for you. And once you are motivated by God, you are unstoppable. So it's a matter of going there. Yeah.
Yep. So
Good.
do you feel complete?
Yeah, I feel complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can move in the closing prayer and the closing alms. Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word, and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask, and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Amen. Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teachings of union with God wherever you find them, and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you in the next service.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this sermon.
We really enjoyed it. I feel like the topic that really kind of struck home to me was about how motivation kind of grows as you choose to move through the challenge. And this kind of remembered me of like a saying that we have here, that if you don't feel like eating, you have to start eating to kind of feel the I don't know, the eating. I don't know how to say it in English. It doesn't translate very well, but it kind of remembered me of that. And it was a fine, just like a remembering, or like not remembering, reminder. Yes, that's the word. A reminder on how important is for us to kind of get started, just do a step. If you feel stuck and you have maybe a lot of feelings, allow yourself to move to those feelings and do that step. That's exactly where you need to be. Like, there's nothing wrong that you're in that place. There's nothing out of order. That's the perfect place that you need to be to start and have success. And I think like that's something that it's kind of the mountain that not a lot of people allow themselves to pass through. It is in a sense like a mountain. It seems insurmountable. It seems hard, challenging, but that's the very thing that you have to work on. And here we do have the tools in the teachings of union with the mirror exercise, life purpose classes, Twin Flame Ascension School, and everything else, your Ascension coach. You are deeply supported here to move through that mountain, whatever that mountain seems like for you right now. Maybe your mountain is, starting to exercise. Maybe your mountain is, doing one of the divine dish menus items. You want to start divine dish, but you feel maybe a bit intimidated, or you don't know where to start. Just start with one, right? Maybe you feel that, you in your business or in your finances, you want to grow. Well, that's where you need to go. And it's safe to go in that space, and it's safe for you to cultivate a stable life for yourself. And this is I think this aspect of stability I really have enjoyed in this sermon, that you don't have to push yourself or burn yourself out, but you can grow from a place of stability. And ultimately it's all about self-love, unconditional love. It's very loving for yourself to grow and have everything that you desire, be it your twin flame in harmonious union, be it your perfect home, be in your perfect job, whatever it is, you deserve to have it. So take a step towards that today.
Yep, and just to address what you said earlier about the fact that the saying in Romanian that you wanted to say, I feel like a good way to kind of translate it, or a way that would make a bit of sense, would be with eating, the desire comes the more you eat, kind of thing.
Yeah, the joy of eating comes through eating, or something like that. I don't know.
Yes.
I didn't realize that I couldn't translate it perfectly as I wanted.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's perfect.
It's perfect as it is. Good. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also like and comment under this video. Let us know what you think about today's sermon. We are also inviting you again to go to the unionism.org website, where you can choose to tithe or donate, and you can also see all of our previous sermons then. Also, you are invited to join the Unionist Spiritual Discussion Facebook group, where we will have the after church tea time. And if you don't know what the after church tea time is a place where a panel of Unionists discusses today's sermon. We're going deeper with the subject. We're having fun discussing all of these amazing things that that Jose and Michaela gave us today in the sermon. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the after church tea time. Namaste and have a great week.